you and you can see it.
Yep.
Anti-collision light, turning that on, that's the flashing red lights on top and bottom, that's telling everyone we're about to start up.
Okay.
Tower Flight Experience 556, request push and start clearance. If you push the park brake off there.
Flight Experience 556, cleared for push and start, report ready for taxi.
Cleared push and start, Flight Experience 556. Okay, here we go, and they're pushing us back now, we're underway. Okay, next thing we need to do is turn off the air conditioning in the cabin. I'm doing that now, get them hot and stuffy because we want all that air for the air starter motor.
Yep.
To start the engine, all I do is push the switch up, it will latch up and turn slightly left. Okay, when I get a minimum of 20% on this gauge here, I can turn the fuel on. That switch also turned on the power to a spark plug.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Over 20% now. To turn the fuel on, I pull this lever out, lift it all the way up and push it back in.
Okay.
Fuel flow here, spark plugs lit, the fuel off, the engine's continuing to accelerate up to its idle speed. That's looking good. As we go through 55% here, you'll hear a click. That's the starter motor cutting out. That engine's now running all by itself. Okay, I'll now get you to put the park brake on. Okay, we give the guy outside the disconnect signal now. He's going to unhook the tractor, go back to the terminal building.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I'm going to get you to start the left-hand engine. Push that switch up, it'll turn slightly left. That's it. Right hand down here, and we're waiting for a minimum of 20% on that gauge. There you go, 20%, pull it out, lift it all the way up and push it back in. There's your fuel flow, spark plugs lit it off, light off there, the big fan on the front starting to turn, oil pressure down here is increasing, keeping an eye on the temperature there and this RPM down here. Going through 55%, again you'll hear the click, that's the starter cutting out, both engines running now. Now we need to get the aircraft ready for flight. If you flick that switch down and this switch down, you're changing your electrical power source from the unit in the tail onto the main engine generators, which are now running. That's when the lights in the cabin flicker.
Yep.
Don't need the unit in the tail anymore now. I'm going to turn that off. Manually turning on the engine ignition, an insurance policy to keep that running for takeoff, putting the air conditioning back on, but this time taking the air off the main engines. Up here, putting on the probe heat. These are the little probes out the front that sense our airspeed. We heat them in case we fly through any moisture. If we were to climb, that moisture could freeze and that would block our airspeed input. Coming down here, select the auto brake input to on and run the flaps down to the takeoff setting for us. Make sure I've done my job properly before taxi checklist. Generators, those are the two you turned on there. Probe heat, up here, those are the two I turned on. Anti-ice, outside is 25 degrees, so we don't need any anti-ice. Okay. Isolation valve, this one up here, that's auto, so that's good. Engine start switches, these two continuous, that just has the spark plug going. Think of it as an insurance policy, as I said earlier, to keep the engine running on takeoff. Recall, press that black area there if you could. Okay, you're checking all the warning lights or warning systems on the aircraft. If all of them light up and go out again, we're good to go. Okay, auto brake, I've set that for us. Engine start levers, these two here, we check they're latched on. We don't want the fuel shutting off. Flight controls, grab your control wheel, make sure we've got full and free travel, left and right and up and down as well. Don't want to get to the end of the runway, pull the control wheel back and find that there's an engineer spanner jammed in the works. Ground equipment, everyone's buggered off with the tractors, taxi, with the baggage trolleys, all that sort of thing. Flaps, 5 degrees of flap with a green light for the leading edge. Okay, let's go. Auckland Tower, Flight Experience 556, request taxi. Tower, Flight Experience 556, request taxi.
Flight Experience 556, taxi to hold short of the active runway.
Taxi to hold short active, Flight Experience 556. Okay, right hand, push the park brake off there. Keep your left hand on your leg, right hand on here. Push them forward just about a centimetre. Remember, you're steering with your feet. That's it. Push your right foot forward. We want to swing clear of the wingtip on the 747, so push your right foot forward. That's it. Swing round, and we're going to aim for this red and white building there. Keep swinging round. That's it. Okay, we're going to turn right on this taxiway here. See that thick white one there?
Yep.
So turn right onto that. We'll pull your power back a bit. We'll be going a bit quickly now. Okay, turning right here. And we're just going to pass this guy on his right hand side.
Okay.
He's smaller than us, so we can bolly in front of him. Let's put a bit of power there. Tower Flight Experience 556, ready and turn.
Flight Experience 556, line up.
Cleared line up, Flight Experience 556. Now, just slow down a wee bit for you, and we want to turn left down this taxiway. Remember, the main gear is a long way behind you, the main wheel, so we need to sort of go past a little bit with the nose. So now we're going to start to turn left, that's the story. And that's the main runway up there. So what we're going to do is turn left onto that again. Tower Flight Experience 556, lining up, ready.
Flight Experience 556, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, Flight Experience 556. Okay, that's looking good there. Right hand, push them forward about a centimetre just to get us moving on the centre line. Left hand on the control wheel, no, that's enough. Yep, engines are very slow to accelerate. Okay, now push them forward to my hand. Remember, you're steering with your feet now, that's it. Both hands on the control wheel. I'm going to engage the auto throttle and try and sit on top of the white line there if you can. That's closer to the centre line, so squeezing back to the right. There's your takeoff thrust coming in. That's good. Airspeed's alive, 100 knots. Squeezing your right foot forward just to keep on the centre line there. V1. Rotate, pull hard back, right back. Starting to lower the nose back to the neutral position there. Positive climb, call out in a loud voice for me. Gear up.
Gear up.
Landing gears coming up. Giving you LNAV and VNAV, your navigation modes. See the cross there? You're bang on. That's perfect. So just push the nose down a little bit. Black square's a little bit above the pink cross there, so lower the nose back down to the cross. That's good.